Hey guys, welcome back to Matt Keeps Fish, and today we're going to Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto, so let's get right to it.
Okay, so Ripley's Aquarium, first thing you see when you go in there is this saltwater tank inside of a freshwater tank. Up the top, beautiful monofish, tons of cool species in there, and then the outer column at the bottom is all African Mbuna cichlids, super cool. Then we head over here, we've got alewives and a massive school of thousands. You can also see this thing from the bottom, but it was packed so I couldn't get in there. After that, we've got the Alaskan pollock, probably something that's native to the Canadian coast, as well as lobsters. Really cool to see native fish here. I'm not sure if these guys are native, but these are lumpsucker fish. Really cool. They actually put these in fisheries to eat the parasites off of the farm fish. And then we've got these massive anemones, literally bigger than the size of my hand, like you just saw there. Even cooler than the octopus, which was hiding in the corner. And then over here, these guys are sea ravens. So cool. Like, that face is just like it's out of a fantasy book. So I believe this is the native saltwater tank. Really cool kelp forest in there. Obviously all of it's fake so they don't mess up the pH, and then we head over to the anemones, multicolors. They look like they're that color on their own. I don't think the color is being forced by overhead lighting. And then over here it's all in green, so either that's one species or they did something with the lighting. But then we go over to the reef. We got batfish, we got triggers, we've got pufferfish you can see in there. We've got so many different species. It would take me forever to name them all. Then we head over to their infamous aquarium tunnel. They've got sea turtles in there. I hadn't seen sea turtles in there before. They've got stingrays. They've got their sand sharks, sand tiger sharks. They've got these guys, which we saw in St. Lucia. Yellowtail snappers. Really cool that I was able to get into the water with those guys. If you want to see that video, hit the link right there. Then we had these massive grouper fish, which were literally big enough to eat a child. And they're just in here with these little fish, which must have some sort of symbiotic relationship with them. Really cool. It was so cool seeing that predator fish in the background. Kind of looks like a payara, but obviously this is saltwater. Then we have this big, beautiful saltwater reef tank with a bunch of blue damselfish, foxface, and we have some of those Bangai cardinals. Really just elegant fish. Over here, massive porcupine pufferfish. This probably was the cutest fish I saw there. Just goofy, just swimming around. Massive fish though, like the size of Hope's head. Over here we appear to have some very boring and basic lemon and Colombian tetras, but what we actually have is an electric eel aquarium. I have no idea how those little fish are surviving in there with the voltage that this thing can carry, but it made for a cool display nonetheless. Of course, no aquarium is complete without some red-bellied piranhas, and you can actually see some lepranus in the background. Then we have a clubbing mantis shrimp here, hidden in the corner in a very small tank, but very cool. And then, of course, we have these massive stingrays housed with these other fish, which came up to give me some close-ups of them. Next, we have something which I believe to be very boring and yet very beautiful setup, and those are the jellyfish tanks. Bare bone tanks, nothing really in them except for the jellyfish, but the jellyfish themselves are so colorful and come in such a wide variety, like these upside down jellyfish, which look more like anemones. It's just its own thing. Oddly enough, one of the things that I appreciate more since reef snorkeling is the mystery of looking down into lagoons like this and just wondering what's down there. So this might have been my favorite section, that and because I got to pet the stingrays. And then you look over and see where you entered in. There's the fossils above and the skeletons. You go to the gift shop, you mess with your wife, and then you walk out and you see the koi and the goldfish tanks. You go from the most complex tanks all the way back to simple goldfish tanks, and it's really cool. Of course, afterwards we grabbed beaver tails, we toured the rest of the city, we walked the scenic bridges, looked at the skyline, checked out the CN Tower, although I didn't go up because heights. Really strange buildings there, and Chick-fil-A, like, oh my gosh, didn't even realize that was there. They had a cool park with this cool building painted in a weird way like that. They had a bunch of little birds that came over looking for food. Some really aggressive pigeons looking for food. We found this little guy who had kind of a gimpy leg, and we gave him some crumbs. So, dang, only $16 for all that sightseeing to, wait a second, only $16 to park and do all that sightseeing? Yeah. And get the wrong chicken strips which are burning my face off? Sorry for the gravelly voice, by the way. Anyways, here's me squishing the CN Tower.
Okay, so that was Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto. Really cool. A little bit of Toronto in there as well. A little bit of sightseeing apart from the aquarium. I really enjoyed being there. I recommend going there. I hope the video was okay. I hope the voiceovers went okay. I'm always trying something new, so make sure you guys watch out for the video that's coming next, because in that video I've got some fish going in the 20-gallon here. You can see them. That does not look stable at all, does it? I've literally got the light on stilts to try and grow some plants here, which you'll learn about in the next video. And I'm working on other stuff. I'm also quarantining new fish. So if you guys want to keep up to date on all the stuff that's going on for tanks, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, make sure you like it, and I will see you guys on a Sunday.